Okay, I'm right back with another video. And so, since my last video, I've been doing a lot of thinking about, my blood relations and the family dynamic, And so I was thinking that this is not a video to bash the collective, okay? I'm focusing on my blood relations. What bothers me so much about this, when I think about all the years that these people have taken from my life, what bothers me so much is, yes, I believe my sister, who's narcissistic, Lisa Hughes, and her husband, Jeff Hughes, are involved in my harassment at work. And before she got married to him, I remember experiencing problems at my work, and school and everything else. And, Lisa's a bully, okay? She's narcissistic, and she's the golden child in the family. And, everyone knows, who understands that kind of family dynamic, knows that the golden child is really just the mouthpiece for the narcissistic parent. So I hold my mother responsible for this as well. I have expressed many times to her what my goals were, And it's not, maybe my mom tends to think, because my mom's from that era where, she got married and my father took care of everything. He had a decent paying job, so he took care of all the bills or whatever. She's from that generation, that mindset, okay? She doesn't understand the sort of problems women have to face out in the world. So people in that generation, no disrespect to them or anything, but they don't have any right, well, remember, she doesn't have any legal right to make any of those decisions. But the thing is that if my sister and my mother and the rest of my piece of shit family was really concerned about my well-being, this would have been discussed to me while I was talking to my mother about my goals and stuff like that. But no, it wasn't. It's always some bullshit sabotage that they have, in secret going because, she favors the golden child for whatever reason, because I was the last or whatever. And, the problem with it is it's the fact that, number one, these people have taken so much out of my life, so much. And now I'm at an age where it's like, you can't possibly ruin anything else, okay? So please get out of my life. Stay out of my life. Stay out of my life decisions, okay? No one is in a position to make those decisions for me. And what also bothers me is the problem that happened over at the farmer's place, the Murray's place, was another explosive issue of harassment that I was blamed for when I did absolutely nothing to deserve it. Okay? And now they've somehow finagled their way into having some sort of, ability to choose my jobs and stuff like that. These people need to get out of my life. You know what I mean? They have to get out of my life. They have to. I'm under no obligation to deal with these people. And it bothers me. It really bothers me. I'm sitting here. What they did at the Murrays was enough, okay? And then I'm going to different places of employment, working, minding my own business, not saying anything about me and my experience over there. And they're stirring more shit up everywhere I go. It's bullshit, okay? I don't have any obligation to them whatsoever, okay? My family is abusive. Plain and simple. And it's funny because, since this weekend, I've been doing a lot of thinking about, just my past, And I'm thinking, from time to time I think, okay, it makes sense now, okay? I think I mentioned in one of my videos about a little boy I used to know and I had a crush on my brother's friend, okay? And 30 years later, I find out that my sister took a picture of him and she had duplicates or whatever. I never even knew anything about the picture for like 30 some odd years, okay? So this is not being petty, but it's starting to become more open and I'm understanding now how much they abused me. Because obviously withholding information from a person is a form of abuse, especially if you know that it's something for that person or, that's a minor thing, okay? We're talking about childhood stuff. But still, it's a sign that something was not right, okay? And I remember people telling me and giving me hints about my abusive family. I never realized it. I just thought I thought Lisa she kind of reminded me of Lucy on Charlie Brown, just kind of like bitchy and kind of bossy. But I never realized, like, how abusive she really was. None whatsoever. My mom nor my sister have any right to do or say anything about my future path, my future goals. And why somebody would think that is just absolutely ridiculous. You know, obviously they probably think, well, my sister's older, my mother's, she's my mother, and therefore she has some authority. Not under the court of law, okay? I am under no obligation to my family, okay? So it's time to move on from that. And that, her husband, Jeff Hughes, I believe has some sort of hand in all of this. He has no right and say so over what my life, and dictate my life either. So, I realize just how much these people have taken from me, and the abuse that I received from them is just like, it's unspeakable. It's unspeakable, and, now the situation I'm in now, like I said, I can't sit there and complain completely, because you know what, there's targeted individuals who are in worse situations, okay? But the fact is that they have really went too far, okay? It went too far. So it's time to say goodbye, like I said in my other videos. Another issue that bothers me about this whole thing, now, I'm assuming, my sister Lisa and her mischievous husband, probably knew that Piggy and his mom were like that, okay? And I had no idea. So if they were really concerned about me and my well-being, okay, it seems like they would have confronted me about it instead of talking a bunch of shit on Facebook. Because I'm assuming that's part of the chit-chat, the fucking war campaign against Maria. Because I'm going to tell you what, if they were really concerned about me being in a situation like that, whether they thought that I was like that myself, then they should have expressed concern and say, Maria, I'm a little concerned about you. You know what I mean? And, confront me. But that's not what they did. Okay? So really, obviously, this is about a smear campaign and bullshit. That's not productive. And it was meant to hurt me. It was meant to hurt me. Period. Okay? So yeah, I'm looking at it, and it's like I have to wake up every day and realize that my family's trash. And that's hard right now. It's very hard. You know what I mean? Because I can't even understand how somebody would be that fucking goddamn evil. And no trying to put down employers or anything like that. But then I think about how these people have slipped through the cracks so many times. They don't have the right. They have caused more problems than I can, my personal problems. Like, the very fact that I had to leave my job in Chatsworth, and the very fact that it got chaotic and crazy in there in the first place is because of my family. Okay? So then I had to leave everything behind, pack up. One sign that you're a targeted individual, you've been gang stalked, is when you have to quit jobs, move everywhere all the time, and because of harassment. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, this shit's starting to open up my eyes. Now, how the whole Polly, Esther, and possibly Callie shit merged together, I'm not exactly sure, okay? But I will tell you this. I don't have anything to do with Polly. I don't have anything to do with Esther. I don't even know what Callie looks like. I wouldn't even be able to recognize her at all. So these people need not be in my life, period, okay? And I don't care for what I do know of them. I don't care about it. So I don't just want them to leave me alone, okay? As far as Bruce's family is concerned, that goes for Terry and Jennifer Collins, or whatever their last name is. I don't have anything to do with them. You know what I mean? So how these people could get involved is beyond me, okay? I resent the fact that, this bullshit has been thrown out, and even worse, that people actually acted on it, okay? Because when I looked at Murray's, I just figured, that's too bad that it went that way, because I was doing really good at that job. That was a really good job where I was excelling in. You know what I mean? I did a lot of good things over there. So with that experience, I really felt like things were going to be good. I was fine. Everything was going to be fine. I was going to get a new start. These people just kept fucking my shit up over and over and over again. Okay? Then I had people thinking that I was playing the race card. These people come in and they create shit and then leave me to deal with it. And why? Because they feel as though I'm different. They resent the fact that I stay home and I worry about my job because they're the ones who are creating issues at my job for me to be isolated in the first place and be the socially isolated weirdo that I am anyway. I realize that they're the root of my fucking problem. Get the fuck out of my life, please. Now, I think I said pretty much everything I needed to say, okay? So this is not bashing, like, you know, the collective, and that would be people like, you know, overall the places I worked at or anything like that. This is basically undressing my blood relations because I feel like I need to get it off my chest, okay? It's very difficult to live all by yourself and have nobody to talk to about this shit. And this is YouTube, and it's a good way of keeping a diary and how, you know, I'm feeling. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm pissed off, you know. I've seen other targeted individuals doing videos, and I look at some of the comments, you know, and they'll say, you know, I've been targeted since I was like, for 35 years, and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I'm not saying the government, like I said, I'm not saying the government has not taken an interest in some people, okay, because I've heard that that does happen, okay. But in my case is that I have bully family, a bullying fucking family. They're stalkers, okay? Now, I'm not trying to fucking, like, stir the pot, get these people in trouble. I just want to get them the fuck out of my life, okay? They need to stay the fuck out of my life, period, okay? I can't even understand why they would sit here and mess with my life like that. You know, especially when I was raising a child. It's like they had no fucking compassion for any of my shit. You know, and I remember when I was younger, too, like, you know, there were times where my sister and my mom would stay up late at night. I'm referring to Lisa. They would be, like, laughing, screaming, hollering, like, you know, in the middle of the night while I'm trying to get some sleep. And I would tell them, you know, hey, could you guys be quiet? You know, I need to get to work. And then I would be looked upon like, oh, I'm the killjoy. I'm a killjoy because I have to get up in the morning, you know, and go to work. You know, I don't understand their fucking thinking. I don't. You know what I mean? But they obviously don't understand my needs, nor do they care. Okay? I'm tired of being a fucking goddamn doormat for people. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm done. So, yeah, I mean, I have to say that, you know? I have to. Look where I fucking am. I'm fucking 46 years old. I'm fucking being blamed for shit I didn't do. You know what I mean? If you were really concerned about all that bullshit, you know, that should have been addressed to me. Okay, so what do? You fucking put bullshit out on fucking Facebook. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? We know what this is really about. It's about you being the fucking center of attention, getting fucking, you know, a circle of fucking people to gossip and shit so you fucking feel like the queen. Bullshit. You know what I mean? Stop trying to sabotage my shit. Because I didn't do anything wrong. You know? And I'm not even going to go into care and all this other bullshit, okay? But the whole thing is just, I wake up every morning and I'm just like, I fucking cannot believe this goddamn nightmare that these people created. And yes, you did create it. And don't sit here and say, well, Nina, because you were weird when you were growing up. You know what? So I was weird when I was growing up, okay? That was a part of who I am. Okay, and the sad part is you guys weren't able to cope with it. So then you guys sit here and you abuse people. Bullshit. You know, your fucking so-called help is not constructive. It's destructive is what it is. You know, yeah, I mean, it's like my eyes are open now. And that's not to say that I blame my family for everything that went wrong in my life. Because, you know, ultimately, even though, I will say this, they're the ones who were stirring up the trouble. Okay, they were the ones who were picking on me. They were the ones who were creating, you know, little gossips here, little gossips there. Let me sabotage this friendship. Let me do this. Let me do that. Whatever. Let me fuck up this job. They have been doing this shit for years, okay? But my issue with it is just that they have absolutely no regard for me at all. Like, if they thought that something was mentally off with me, like I said this before, if they thought that something was mentally wrong with me, you don't do that to somebody who is making an effort to try to keep a goddamn roof over their fucking head. You know what I mean? Everything that I swear, you know, when I got to be an adult, I did the best I could. You know, I got to work every day when I could, if I didn't have car problems. I mean, in the beginning, I had a lot of car problems and shit like that. But, you know, I would get up, I would get to work, and I would work my ass off. You know what I mean? I did everything I possibly could. I was always, you know, very polite, all this shit. And then somebody's jealousy, my sister's, competitive nature, I don't know what it is, but you bring this shit in the workplace and it causes problems. I didn't do any of this shit. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here paying the price for it and then being harassed on top of it for something I never did. Yeah, it gets old. It gets old real quick. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it is unforgivable. And it's something that I have to say. You know, how could I hold this in? I've been holding this shit in for like a long time. I mean, I'm beyond upset about it. You know what I mean? It's like you ruined every aspect of my life, every step out of the way from the moment I got out of the goddamn womb. You know what I mean? My mother, she's got piss poor parenting skills. I hate to say that about my own mother, but she does. Okay, first of all, you don't pit one child against each other. And I think it's natural sometimes for parents to have a favorite child. It's natural. Okay, but you don't pit them against each other. She just sits there. She either is passive or she just sits there and participates in it. And she's really the one who's responsible because she just should have never spoken that shit out of her mouth in the first place. You know? Yeah, I'm fucking pissed off. I have every goddamn right to be pissed off. I'm 46 years old. Okay? I was watching a video today. And it was another black lady. She was a targeted individual, and I really thought she was, you know, really great. I liked her videos. She didn't make a lot of videos, and it's unfortunate because I really enjoyed watching her video. But what she was expressing is that when you're a targeted individual, this is how you feel. You feel homeless in your own home. Even when you have a home, you constantly feel homeless. And the reason why you feel that way is because you don't know what's going to happen next. You have no idea what's going to happen next to you. What's going to happen next. I didn't cause this shit, so fix your goddamn shit, okay? Clear up this bullshit, because I'm fucking goddamn tired of it. Wrapping this video up. Have a good night.